There's a part of this journey that catches almost everyone off guard. You've made progress. You've changed how you eat, how you move, how you think about food. You know what you want. You've worked hard to get here. And then out of nowhere, an old pattern shows up. You're snacking without thinking, skipping your workouts, eating past fullness because it's what you've always done. And then you find yourself thinking, I thought I already dealt with this. Why is this still happening? If that sounds familiar, you're not doing anything wrong. In fact, your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do. Today, we're going to break down why those old habits feel so automatic, even when they no longer align with your goals. We'll talk about how habits form in the brain, what changes on a GLP-1, and how to actually rewire the patterns that no longer serve you. Let's start with makes this struggle so confusing. You know better. You've learned so much, you've made progress, you're doing things differently. But then, out of nowhere, you're back in the pantry, standing with the fridge open, or mindlessly eating something you don't even want. When that happens, most people blame themselves. They think, I must not want this badly enough. I have no self discipline. Maybe I'll always be this way. But this isn't about discipline or desire. It's about repetition, wiring, and survival mechanisms baked into your nervous system. Here's a truth that doesn't get said enough. Your brain does not prioritize what's helpful. It prioritizes what's familiar. That means if you've repeated something enough, like nighttime snacking, finishing your plate, stress eating, your brain starts to prefer it, even when you consciously want to stop. Think of your brain like a trail system in a forest. The more you walk a certain path, the clearer it gets. The grass flattens, the dirt firms up. Your brain says, this is easy. Let's go this way again. This process is called neural reinforcement. It's built on a principle called Hebbian learning, which is often summed up as neurons that fire together, wire together. Every time you repeat a habit, especially in the same context, same time of day, same emotional state, you strengthen the connection between cue and behavior. That's why even after you've changed your goals or your mindset, your brain still offers up the same old routine. It's because it's been practiced the most. To break this down even further, let's look at the basic habit loop. You have a cue, which is a trigger or signal, boredom, stress, certain time of day, you see a snack. Then you have the routine, which is the behavior that follows, snacking, scrolling, skipping your walk. Third is the reward, which is the feeling your brain receives, comfort, escape, predictability. Even if the reward isn't good for your long-term goals, your brain will still see it as a win if it reduces discomfort, even temporarily. Here's an example. Cue, you get home from work and you feel mentally exhausted. Routine, you pour a glass of wine and you grab a snack. Reward, you feel relaxed and disconnected from the day. Over time, your brain pairs get home from work with snack and wine. So even if your hunger is gone or you don't want to drink, the cue triggers the response. This is where GLP-1s like Zepbound, they start to change things. Physically, they help with satiety, which is feeling full sooner, appetite suppression, which is less urge to eat outside of hunger, and slower gastric emptying, which means food stays in your stomach longer. All of these effects create space between the cue and your response. You feel full, so you're less likely to act on an old impulse. You're not obsessively thinking about food, so you can pause before reacting. But, and this is key, just because your body doesn't feel hungry, it doesn't mean your brain has unlearned the behavior. That's why people on GLP-1 say things like, I wasn't hungry, but I still grabbed something. The cravings are gone, but the urge to snack is still there. It's like I'm eating out of habit, not hunger. And that's exactly right, because your body and brain are shifting on different timelines. So what do you do when that automatic behavior shows up? Well, that's where the pause comes in. The medication gives you space, but space alone isn't enough. You need to use that pause to create a new routine. Here's the formula. Old cue, new routine equals new reward. Let's say the cue is still stress after work. Instead of reaching for food, your new routine could be taking a walk, journaling for 3 minutes, stepping outside for air. Now, is it going to feel the same as your old habit? Absolutely not. Not at first. But if it gives you a sense of relief, comfort, or grounding, your brain will start to rewire over time. And the more you repeat that new routine, the stronger that new path becomes. Here's the part people don't expect. Doing the right thing, it can feel wrong at first. And it's not because it's wrong, it's because it's unfamiliar. Let's say you stop eating halfway through a meal because you're full. Your brain might say, but there's food left. This doesn't feel complete. Or you skip dessert and your brain nags you all evening. That's not a lack of discipline. That's your brain feeling unsure because the loop didn't close the way it's used to. The discomfort isn't a sign that you're doing it wrong. It's a sign that you're doing something new. Let's walk through a few real-life situations. Scenario 1, late night snacking. Cue, you sit on the couch after dinner. Old routine, grab a snack. New routine, make a hot tea, light a candle, or stretch for 5 minutes. Scenario 2, stress at work. Cue, you get a frustrating email. Old routine, you open up your food delivery app. New routine, step away. Take 3 deep breaths. Write out how you want to respond. Scenario 3, celebrations or social events. Cue, birthday, happy hour, or family dinner. Old routine, overeat to match the group. New routine, focus on connection. Eat mindfully. Take breaks between bites. In each case, the cue doesn't change, but your response does. And that's the heart of rewiring. If you're on this journey and thinking, I should be further along, this shouldn't still be showing up. I want to remind you, you're teaching your brain new ways to respond. And even though it takes time, it's happening. Every time you pause, every time you notice, every time you choose something new, you are building the path. This is how change sticks. Not with willpower, with awareness and repetition. So now, let's turn this back to you. Ask yourself, what habits feel automatic for me? What's the usual cue that sets them off? What could I try doing instead? Even a small shift matters. If you usually finish your plate without checking in, pause halfway. If you usually eat when you're bored, ask yourself, what else could soothe me right now? This isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. Because when you can see the pattern, you can start to change the pattern. Your old habits feel right because they're familiar. They're the paths your brain has walked the most. But now your body is changing. Your awareness is changing. Your choices are changing. So the next time something old shows up, don't panic. You're not falling backward. You're just being invited to pause and choose differently. Even one new step creates a new direction. If something in this video clicked for you, drop a brain emoji in the comments. And as always, remember, we can share our journeys, but we should never compare them. Bye.